share. If you guys
Let's do it
are
then.
cool with it, let me know. Otherwise, we can move on. But I think
Hey, let's see the magic. Let's go.
Okay, cool. So I'm going to start a new chat here again. And if your team or the people that you may work with is anything like ours, we're sharing code all the time. And that code typically comes in the form of a screenshot.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to give a little story here of my friend Savo. He loves to share some screenshots of his code.
Absolutely.
And if you know Savo like I know Savo, his code is not the simplest to read. He's writing complex stuff. He's super excited about it. He always wants to share it with us. And I'm like, dude, I have no idea what's going on with your code. But in comes the Pieces Copilot, where I can take this image that Savo has shared with me, and I simply drag it into the Copilot. And what's going to happen here is it's going to take this image, and if I don't know how well you guys can all see that, but if you look at it, it's a pretty complex little code snippet there. He sends me this late at night. I'm like, I don't really want to go through and try and read what's going on here, but I'm going to go and share it with the Copilot. And what the Copilot's going to do is it's going to go and run OCR on this image, and it's going to grab all of the code from that image. And once we have all the code, you'll see it here. I'm just going to share with everyone. It looks pretty cleaned up, right? I mean, here's all the code. You can see this commented out .then here at the bottom, which is, if you look close, commented out .then here at the bottom. Looks like a pretty high fidelity OCR right there. And there's a whole bunch I can do here. I can show my related people. Look at that. I've got some related people. It's telling me that Mark and Savo are related to this snippet. I know it knows Mark based on some of the context associated with my other saved snippets and so on. Mark is familiar with batch operations. It knows Savo is also familiar with snippets like this, promises, batching, and so on.
And by the way, like, that's insane that you just went from a screenshot that, like, it has no idea that I sent you that screenshot. However, somehow it does, right?
Exactly.
So it is, and we're not on a team account. We're not sharing things. Like, it is pretty smart. Let's say that.
Exactly. And so we've got the related people, but now I can have a dialogue about this snippet. I can ask the Copilot, what in the world is this code snippet doing? And so without me having to go through and actually read the code snippet's going to give me a 4-line summary of what is this code snippet doing. It's processing a batch of files in parallel, retrieves them, from a list of files, and so on and so forth. And me being someone who wants to read and write the simplest code possible, I'm like, come on, there has to be a simpler way to write this code. So of course, I'm going to work with
annotate. You should try and annotate it as well. You should rip the annotate. We've talked about that a couple times. Yeah, try that.
Let's annotate it first. So I can either ask it to annotate the code for me, but I'm going to go ahead and click annotate code here. It's already giving me a nice suggested action. Look at that.
Kind of got into the loop a little bit.
A little bit. I would have maybe liked some comments in these chain.thens, but hey, I'll take it. Get the list of files, process files in batches of 10. Nice. Create a batch of 10 files to process each file in a batch. Great. Yeah, I like it. So let's say this thing needs to be commented. I could save this to Pieces, but I'm going to actually share this back with Savo. So I'm going to click share right here, and I'm going to say, hey, Savo, I think that you should add these comments or replace this snippet with these commented version. Let's see. We're going to generate a shareable link. Any second here. Boom. Shareable link successfully copied to clipboard. For us, we use GChat. Here's our infrastructure channel. Hey, Savo. There's my custom cloud domain, file batching with focus. And now he's got that, can replace that code. Nice and simple. So that's the last thing I got. I'll hand it back off. But some very, very powerful things here in the desktop app. Would love any questions, thoughts, follow-ups, and hope people give it a try, start playing around for themselves.
Absolutely. Okay.